but not a rose for Bethany. Bethany, Bethany, can't you see? There's nothing you can... No, there's nothing you can't do. Bethany is a Renaissance woman. She can do it all. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the
NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
All right, so we, as in we, mean me, because my co-host is in Vegas right now. Again, when my voice goes up, it's because I don't really know 100%, but she's doing a pole competition in Vegas. Yes, she is. 100%. She's in Vegas, and she's being amazing, and she's being super dope. So stand-in for today is our actual NeuroNerd art department, Miss Bethany.
Hey.
What's up, Bethany?
What's up?
Bethany is an incredible artist. I've known you since you were 6. Was it 6?
Yeah, I was a teenager. But
She wasn't legal.
I still look like I'm 10 anyway.
You do look like you were 10, which is perfect for your Halloween costume.
It is.
So for Halloween, she is going to be, you know what? I'm angry at that kid, so I can't even talk about him.
What? Okay, so I'm going to be Dustin from Stranger Things for
that
Halloween.
Little bastard.
He is perfect.
He's not perfect.
I want to protect him.
All right, for everybody who's seen Stranger Things season 2, right?
Season 2, yeah.
He put all his friends in danger. He put them in peril. He was like, oh, here is this tiny, baby, strange little thing. Once he realized it was a demigorgon, tell your people.
Yeah,
just tell your people. He didn't do it. And what happened? It tried to murder everybody.
D'Artagnan is perfect. He saved them at the end.
He did, but he could have murdered them too.
But he didn't.
You know what I'm gonna do? So I live like on the side of a mountain over here. I'm gonna find a coyote. I'm gonna find a feral coyote and be like, oh, I'm just gonna raise it, and then it's gonna murder all of us.
Demogorgons are fake.
With like the off.
It's a TV show, Joe.
With the off chance that one day that feral vicious creature is gonna save my life. No, in all likelihood, it's gonna give me rabies and murder the household.
Okay, but the difference is that he found D'Artagnan when he was just a little, whatever you want to call a baby Demogorgon. Yeah, coyotes, you're saying you want to find a full-grown adult one?
Let's be specific. A feral full-grown adult. So what D'Artagnan is the name of the I guess the Demigorgon.
Yeah. That's
also the name of your pup, isn't it?
Yeah. So I have a almost 11-year-old dog named D'Artagnan called Dart for short.
D'Artagnan's so cute. You also have Raven.
Yeah, we have Raven and Shasta.
Shasta's adorable. Have I met Raven?
No, not yet.
I haven't met Raven. I saw some pictures online. Raven went on her first train trip.
Yeah.
Which looked adorable.
Yeah, she got to ride the train. She freaked out every time they did the whistle, though. And Raven likes to hug. She literally jumps up and wraps her arms around your leg, and she will squeeze. So every time the whistle went off, she would jump either on me or my dad and just hug us.
Oh my gosh.
She was so freaked out.
I would scare her more often because I just think that's adorable. Now
she would love you.
Of course she would. I'm amazing.
Well, Shasta doesn't like you.
No,
Raven.
Shasta doesn't like me very much. Dart thinks I'm kind of cool.
Dart likes everybody except for Raven.
Okay. No, but Raven kind of has like the face, like the dogs that always look like they're smiling. Mm-hmm. She always looks like she's smiling.
That's what everybody says.
It makes me very happy. And I haven't been very happy lately. Why haven't I been very happy, you're asking? So I'm going to search for a therapist, right? Not like a regular therapist, like a crazy therapist. Not like I'm looking for a therapist who's insane. I'm looking for a therapist who's going to like work on my crazy. So after I got out of the hospital, one of the first things that I did is find a therapist to like help me, I don't know, process things, because I never did, because, I'm a recovering Catholic and I was taught just to like shove all that stuff down. So one of the reasons I had crazy high blood pressure, because I had a high blood pressure induced hemorrhagic stroke, was I was stressed out all the time. I'd have these issues, I have these problems, and I would just like, instead of talking it out and talking to people and processing it like a normal adult human being, I would just shove it down and pretend that everything was fine, And it just ended up, I don't know, all that pressure built up. I was like dying inside until like it vented in a hole in the right ventricle in my brain. So wait, the right ganglia? But I don't know, the thing in my head. So that was a bummer. So I started going to therapy. My first therapist, I wasn't ready for therapy because I was still kind of I don't know. I was still like loopy. I don't really remember much of it. Like maybe about 75% of my visits I didn't remember. I didn't really like my therapist. I know that. Like it was just really, really hard to talk to her. It was just weird. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't happy. I went to my second therapist. She was amazing. She had the voice of an angel.
Aw.
She was so sweet, and she had like the most kind eyes. And I actually felt like she cared about me and my recovery until she just left. She just left. So I saw her for a few months, and everything was like really, really good. And I felt like I was functional, and I felt like I was like improving. She gave me like a bunch of tools. When you're in therapy, like you get a bunch of tools to like help you process things. So before, it's like let's just think of like your mental state as like, well, you need to dig a ditch. It's like, cool. What am I going to dig with? I guess I'll dig this giant ditch with my hands. That sucks. So you go to therapy and they give you like these tools. All right, cool. Well, maybe dig a ditch with like this little tiny hand shovel. So it's like, all right, cool. So I have this hand shovel, and I'm now it makes it easier. Then you go week after week, month after month, and then you get more tools. And it's like, okay, well, now I can dig this ditch with this awesome shovel. And then, okay, well, now I have this excavator, which is amazing. So I was getting all these tools, and I was a little bit more functional. It was amazing. I was actually enjoying it. And then out of the blue, she disappeared. I got a call one day, and it's like, oh, hey, so your therapist isn't here anymore. And I was like, oh, did she die? Like, what the hell happened? And obviously they can't get too deep into like what happened.
Yeah.
But whatever happened, she just bounced. The what really got me is I never got to say goodbye.
Aw.
You know, so it was like no closure. So now, on top of the PTSD, I also have abandonment issues. So that sucked. And I was really, really like upset. I almost got to the point where I was like, I don't want to go to therapy. I talked about it on one of the episodes where I was like, I think I'm done. I don't want to do this. It's too much to start over. But then I had like this long conversation with myself and everybody where it's like, you've come so far to give up. So you can't give up. You have to like do this. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll give this other person a chance. I'm just going to be brutally honest. So then my current therapist, I went to see her. And the first thing I said to her is like, I don't want to be here. I don't know if I like you. You're not my therapist. So after a few weeks, finally, like I got comfortable and like it was a pretty good relationship. I started learning from her. I got more comfortable. She gave me some tools. It was awesome. So I have apparently a very gnarly case of PTSD. It sucks. It's again from complications at the hospital. It's a thing, and it's the worst. So she I don't know, like all kinds of stuff. Anyways, she was like, I can't really help. Basically, she said, I can't help you, which sounds horrible,
but
because it's like I'm here for help because I need it. And so basically she doesn't specialize in PTSD. And she wanted me, as like she's done everything she can in her power. And then she basically told me, she's like, I can't help you get better from this because I'm not equipped. Like an adult.
Yeah.
Because she actually does her job well. She could just see me and just like collect money and be like, oh, well, hey, how are you? Because I'm very entertaining. I'm very fun to be around. But that doesn't necessarily, that's not why I'm there. I'm not there to entertain her or to be fun. I'm there to have her help me. And she did the most adult thing in the world by saying, hey, I can't help you. We need to find somebody who can help you. Somebody who specializes in PTSD. So this happened a week or so ago. You know, I actually don't know when we're airing this episode. So it happened a little while ago. And I was like, you know what? The immature me immediately jumped all on it. And I was like, you know what? F her. Screw her. I never want to see her again. I'm never going to go see her again. And I was dead set against ever going back. I'm never going to go see her again. That's it. She gave up on me. And the reality is she didn't give up on me. She actually she did an adult thing. She was like, hey, you need help. You need help that I can't give you. So we need to find somebody who can give you the help that you need, which is such an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But again, very immature Joe was like, F her, screw her. I don't want to see her again. So a few days after I was like, you know what? She's doing the right thing. Like she's doing the right thing for me. Like she's doing right by me. So like I'm in the process right now of finding a PTSD therapist.
Yeah.
I guess is that what they're called?
It's a therapist that specializes in PTSD.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but you know that's what's happening right now. So I didn't go to therapy this week, so it's been almost 2 weeks I haven't gone to therapy. I feel a little crazy, not crazy.
You're out of your schedule, your flow.
I'm out of my routine. And again, for stroke survivors, routine is everything. And when you break your routine, you kind of get a little weird. And I might be a little weirder than normal. I have a tendency of getting fidgety. Like when I get nervous, when I get anxious, or when I get a little bit too overwhelmed, and I get fidgety. I grab and I tug and like I crack my knuckles a lot, and I just get real fidgety. I hate it. My eyes dart around. It's weird. So I'm doing that a lot more, which sucks. I kind of feel like I look like a crazy person. But then like I'm really self-conscious about it. I'm like, is anybody looking at me? Am I looking like a crazy person? Am I bouncing around? So yeah. So I definitely need to find a therapist pretty soon, or I might lose my mind.
Yeah. So you're out of your routine. You need to get back into that and keep it going. And
I do. And I'm super into therapy for everybody. Like, I think even if you're like a super healthy person mentally, I think every once in a while, talking to somebody, just check in.
Yeah.
See how you're doing. I don't think that's a bad idea. And for me, who's a basket case and who's on the borderline of being batshit crazy, I think it's essential.
Yeah. Well, and for me, I'm in the process of finding my first therapist.
Fun.
Yeah, and so that's a whole ordeal since I've never been through that before. And so now it's trying to find, okay, who's going to be the right person for this? I have to look into several factors. Okay, is this person, PTSD is something I'm looking for as well. Also, are they going to be LGBT friendly? Are they going to be preferably a female in my case? I'd rather not have a male. And also, are they covered by health insurance, which is a huge thing because it can get expensive. And so all of these factors come together and it gets overwhelming. It gets really overwhelming.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
So for me, just like you, I actually prefer a female.
Yeah.
You know, like
a lot of people do, I think.
If it's a dude, I just kind of feel like I'm talking to a dude. And I kind of feel like I'm a dumb guy. Like, I just feel like, hey bro, what's up, man? I don't feel like, so this is how I'm feeling. Not that I'm like that every session, but like, I don't feel like I would open up to a dude. I grew up with women.
Yeah.
I grew up with
it's
all women. It is. And I feel very comfortable in speaking to women. I feel comfortable in talking to dudes about sports.
In a different way. Yeah. I mean.
So but like the process, does it make you nervous?
Oh, heck yeah. So I asked my parents for help because I had no idea where to start. I texted you for help too. And Felice, I think, actually texted back at one point too. I was like, okay, who do I know that's been in the search for a therapist before? Who do I know has a therapist?
This guy right here.
Yeah, so that was one of the first things I did. As I told my parents, I was like, hey, can you help me find a therapist? And then I texted you and I was like, hey, what was your process of doing this? And now you're going through it again, and we're both kind of trying to find one. And
misery loves company.
It is very nerve-wracking because you're like, this is a person I need to feel comfortable with. But I think you used the analogy for me. It's like dating.
It's okay. It's absolutely like dating.
Yeah.
So there's, even right now, I haven't found anyone. There's a little bit of nerves, like, oh, I wonder if they're going to like me. I wonder if we're going to vibe. Like, it's really weird because it's absolutely, because you have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You can't be there and be like, I don't want to tell you how I feel. That's like, these are really like, it's as personal as you can get. And the only person that you kind of feel that connection with, you can say family, which is fine. But your significant other, there's like another level of comfort. Yeah. Because that person gets to see you naked as an adult. Yeah.
It's like naked physically for one and then naked emotionally for
Exactly.
therapists.
Exactly. So like your most vulnerable is like when you get out of the shower and like, and you're kind of like, oh, if somebody sees you that way, you're like, oh, obviously I'm super comfortable with you.
Yeah.
You have that same feeling inside when you're opening up and talking about your childhood, things that affect you, like things that you hold on to, you know, that it's the same thing with a therapist. Like you have to have that type of comfort.
And you have to be willing.
It doesn't come quickly.
And you have to be willing to say, no, this isn't working. And just like in your case, the therapist has to be willing to say, hey, you need to move on to somebody else who is going to help you.
Like a big jerk. No. It was
good for you.
Again, I'm a little bitter only because I don't want to go through this process.
Yeah.
You're going through it. Imagine doing this 3 times.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is my first time. You've done it a few times.
It's a lot.
And it doesn't seem like it gets easier.
No, it doesn't. If anything, it gets a little harder. And it's exactly like dating. I kind of have the feeling.
And you know what you want.
I do. Yeah. I do. It's kind of like dating like in junior high school. So in junior high school, when you have a girlfriend, for me, she was everything. Nothing mattered. Family didn't matter. Eating didn't matter. Life didn't matter. School didn't matter. Only your significant other, because that just means everything. So one of my ex-girlfriends, like in junior high school, like left me out of the blue for like no reason. Aww. I still don't know why today. Maybe I should talk that out in therapy. But like I was like crushed. Like it just broke my soul. That's kind of how I feel about losing my other therapist that just kind of left.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I have so many questions.
Yeah.
You know?
And well, I've heard of that happening before, and that's, as a therapist, like, you're leaving these people who rely on you too, instead of being straight up like your current one is saying, hey, I can't help you
Right.
anymore.
You know what
need
sucks?
somebody who's better.
You know what sucks? As much as I love my other therapist, the one that just left,
Yeah.
what a dick. What a dick. But I can't because she was so sweet. And I needed that at that time in my recovery. Like, she was everything that I needed. I don't know if I would have gotten this far without that. You know?
That's good to acknowledge.
And then, like, I think I made it afterwards out of spite. Like, with like just sheer piss and vinegar.
You can fuel yourself for weeks on spite.
Seriously. So, like, I was fueled by hatred. No hate. All love. But yeah, it's this whole process is giving me PTSD.
You and I are both very anxious people. And
yes.
Obviously, you've helped me a lot since I've known you.
I'm a helper.
I was supposed to say you're a helper. I'm a helper in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You've helped me a lot over the years too. That's why I felt comfortable asking you and Felice, like, hey.
Well, Bethany, you're
so.
family, and we obviously want to do everything in our power to help you, like, be the best version of yourself, because I think that's what we should be doing as people.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should help one another as best we can. And if you see somebody that's in peril or that needs help them.
Yeah.
So new Joe, I do that because, like, I'm a natural born helper. Like, I want to help other people. I used to do it despite myself. I used to help other people because I was lacking. And then I would see other people, like, succeed and do sort of, like, really, really good things. And then that would make me feel good and forget about how terrible and awful I felt and all of these disturbing feelings that I had.
Yeah.
Now, Joe 2.0, I can help people comfortably knowing that I'm helping them feel as good as I feel. Because I'm not like, man, I'm broken. But I help somebody. I'm like, man, I'm feeling pretty good and positive. And I help somebody. You know, it's a different thing. You know, I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to enjoy life, because life is beautiful, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came so close to not being here. Therefore, I'm praising this little blue marble we call Earth. I love it. And hopefully I can find a therapist to I don't know, help balance out, like, these little PTSD attacks, which suck. So I don't have night terrors anymore.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Thank you, Stella, my amazing wonder pup. She has given me a huge part of my life back, which is sleep. Nobody really understands, unless you have insomnia, how difficult it is to sleep, and how amazing it is when you actually get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to function after a terrible night's sleep. You know, I was afraid to go to sleep. I actually feared going to bed. Like, it would get dark and I'd be like, I don't want to have another one of these night terrors.
Yeah.
My dog gave me that part of my life back, and I'm always, you know, in debt to my pup. That's why I feed her.
And having known you for so long and seeing before you had Stella and you guys talking about, well, we're thinking about getting the service dog for you and whatnot, and then seeing after is a huge difference, because you were so comfortable after having her. And you became so much more brighter and felt more confident. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, I was able to think. It sounds really weird.
She grounded you.
She did. It sounds really weird. I always had in the back of my head, sleep, fear. There was always a certain amount of fear, and that just led to exhaustion. I was exhausted every day. I was afraid to go to sleep, so then I would just wake up. And when you're so tired, you can't really think right.
Yeah,
you're not thinking straight. And that's what it was. I would make mistakes. And all right, on top of the fact that I kind of have brain damage, I did have a hemorrhagic stroke.
You did have brain damage.
So, like, my neurons aren't really connected.
Yeah.
So on top of the fact that I'm exhausted, and what do you need to heal? You need sleep. You absolutely need sleep.
That's what you need. Yeah. So it's bringing you back around to D'Artagnan too. D'Artagnan sleeps in my bed every night. And while I can fall asleep pretty much anywhere, and I mean literally anywhere, I sleep so much better when I have him in my bed. So I even upgraded the size of my bed so he had more space. It's on the floor now, so he can get up on it easier, because he used to be too tall for him because he's getting a little old. And it's having Dart's not a therapy dog, but he might as well be in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
And so he grounds me a lot, and he can sense when I'm overly anxious. If that's usually how my family knows if I'm feeling particularly anxious, is if D'Artagnan is by my side for the entire day.
Oh, so he's absolutely your therapy dog. He hasn't been trained to be, but he's absolutely your therapy dog.
Yeah, he hasn't been trained to be, so I can't take him places or anything, but I don't usually need him in public. Like, I know Stella for you is very important in certain public situations.
Certain spots I definitely need her.
D'Artagnan for me is more so at home because I'm somebody who gets really trapped in my thoughts and in my brain.
Mhm.
And so having something that grounds me at home is the important thing. Because if I'm outside doing things, I'm usually pretty okay.
Mhm.
But when I'm by myself, that's when things
How-
get a little dark.
It does. All
Yeah.
right. So that's one of the main reasons I never meditated. So I've meditated now the better part of every single day
Yeah,
that I've been
you
out of the
have.
hospital, which has been amazing. And Bethany, you're killing it right now.
Yeah, I'm at 116 days. Today will be 117.
Wow, that was a weird high five. I think I just sprained my finger.
You hit my
I think I
wrist.
high-fived your forearm. So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
for me, before post-stroke, I would try to meditate and I would just go to dark places
Mhm.
because all I had was my thoughts
Mhm.
and silence. I had no idea. I just went dark. It was really, really weird. Now I look forward to it. I look
Mhm.
forward to shutting everything else down and just focusing on the day,
Mhm.
focusing on the breath,
Yeah.
focusing on, okay, what am I visualizing? What am I seeing? You know, it's beautiful.
The part of meditation for me that was really important because I'd started a couple years ago and then stopped, as I
Mhm.
told you. And then it was because of you that I was like, you know what, I need to get back into this again. So on one day, 116, like I said,
Yeah.
and going strong. And some days it's just the quick ones,
Mhm.
just to remember to breathe. But for the most part, my favorite part is when I do those 10 or 15-minute ones and they say, just let your thoughts go. Because I feel so much of meditation is construed as you need to look at those thoughts and empty your mind kind
Yes.
of thing. Whereas this is just, you actually have to acknowledge that those thoughts are there.
Mhm.
And that can make it dark, but it feels very relieving in
It
a
does.
way.
It
and
does.
it releases.
It's processing.
Yeah.
It's actually processing.
It
So
is.
there's this
You're-
amazing animation from Headspace. We both do Headspace.
Yep.
Headspace.com. Headspace sponsor our show. So
Please.
it's an animation of like a freeway. So like you're
Mhm.
you're like chilling on a freeway and you see the cars go by and you're like looking at every single car and you're like, you can't. You acknowledge them. Or, okay, the car went by, and then there's another one, and then there's another. You don't
Mhm.
have to like look at every single one. You acknowledge that they're there, and you don't have to stay on each one. It's like, oh, there's a car. Oh,
Yeah.
there's another car.
You
All
just
right,
acknowledge
there's
that
another
it's
car.
there and then move
That's
on.
it. It's like, oh, here's this dark thought.
And it never invalidates. Yeah, right? It never invalidates those dark thoughts. It's always, those are valid feelings and emotions. You just need to address that they're there, but keep going.
Right, and then move on. So for me, I always thought I was meditating wrong because like I would drift
Mhm.
and I would like just beat myself up. Man, I can't stay focused. I'm thinking about like the Clippers. I'm thinking about this movie.
Lakers.
I'm thinking about this. Nobody thinks about the Lakers. This is a Clipper podcast. So I would just feel horrible. I would just be like, oh man, I'm doing it wrong. And then I remember Headspace was the first one where they would like, it's a guided meditation. So he talks to you and he's like, and now this and now that. And then like he would just be really quiet for like 30, 40, 50 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, did my phone die?
Right?
And then I would start thinking about stuff and I'm like, oh man, and then he would come in and he's like, hey, if you drifted off, that's okay.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's,
He's like, just realize you drifted off and then
bring it
come back to the breath. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he gets it. It's like he's right there with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man. So I don't feel guilty. Every once in a while I'll drift more and I'm like, oh man, I'm having like one of those days where I'm just all over the place.
Mhm.
Maybe I need to meditate a little longer or maybe
Yeah.
2-3 times, little quick meditations through the day,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
just to
that's-
keep your head straight.
And that's something I've done even sometimes when I've been overly anxious. I'm like, okay, I'm going to meditate. Feels good for a little bit because my anxiety is just like, no, you're not going to be able to focus on anything. And one of my friends or family members will notice and they'll be like, hey, maybe you should do another session and whatnot. Because I'm pretty open about saying,
That's
hey, I
awesome.
meditate. And so they're like, hey, maybe you should meditate
That's
again.
great that they can tell though. you know?
Yeah.
Do you take offense?
No, I don't at all. Because I don't like bluntness, but I do like people being able to say like, hey, maybe you should do this.
Right.
And reaching out.
I don't take offense, but like I get really like sometimes like I get amped really quickly because I wake
Yeah.
up overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I wake up like halfway to being crazy overwhelmed. I don't wake up normal. my normal is like at a 5. I say
Yeah.
that all the time because it's absolutely true. So then like if I'm like upset and I get a little you know like angry for like over nothing, you know, Felice will be like, you should meditate. And in my head, I'm like, I don't need to meditate.
Yeah,
I think
get
everything
that
will be fine.
Defensive, yeah.
I
get
am
that way
because
sometimes
like
too. Yeah.
I get like so upset for no reason because I'm overwhelmed.
Well,
Obviously, I'm not thinking correctly.
I know for me, sometimes if I get defensive about it, I'm upset that it's become visible to other people.
I think that affects me too.
Because I don't want to affect people negatively. I don't want them to see that I'm anxious. I don't want it to rub off on other people or something like that. But I've gotten a lot better about actually reaching out to my friends and be like, hey, this is what's happening right now. This is how I'm
That's
feeling. It's taken a long road to get here because I didn't know about anxiety really until I was in high school.
Right.
And that was my last year of high school. And so it's been almost 10 years since then that I've been like, okay, I've had 10 years of learning to deal with this, finding people and being very blunt with them and saying like, hey, this happens. Call me out for it if it happens, if it impacts you. So when I get visible about it, I will get defensive sometimes because I'm like, no, I don't want it to affect you.
Right.
And so it's learning that it's okay to reach out.
Yeah, I feel I get upset because I'm vain. Like the last thing I want is for people to look at me like, oh man, Joe's weird, or oh, that's a stroke thing, or like I don't want that to be a thing. So I think I get upset too because I'm like, oh man, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
Why am I so reactive? Why am I so? And a lot of times it's just because I am always so overwhelmed already that I just need everything just to be quiet.
Right.
You know, like everything is, I'm so overstimulated with everything. So I not that I need like blinders or anything, but I just need like quiet because I can't think. And if somebody's talking to me, like I can't process what they're saying because I'm still trying to figure out why am I so upset.
I'm the same way.
Like that's why I have the headphones on always, you know, because I just need to I need silence, you know?
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to listen to you when you say, hey, look, I just please, I don't need any noise right now. Oh, but what do you need? Oh, I just need nothing right now.
Yeah.
It could be like 2 minutes. It could be an hour. I don't know. I just know right now I feel like I need to disappear. I need to Thanos to snap his finger and for me to vanish right now because it's like, it's crazy.
Just off the face of the earth just for a little bit of time.
Yeah, seriously.
Back.
I think that's what's helpful about meditation. It helps you balance that. You know what I mean? You don't always have to go so, I don't know.
You don't have to disappear away from people for so long.
Yeah. You do maybe quickly.
Yeah.
You know, in and out.
But I know I used to have the bad habit, and I've had it a couple times where I'd go, that's because I have friends I talk to every day. And if they don't hear from me for over 24 hours, they get worried because that's how I keep grounded is by constant communication. I'm somebody I'm very clingy and affectionate. I need to be able to talk to people. So when I don't talk, they're like, hey, what's going on? And I would do that and not say anything and then just come back like nothing happened. And it was super toxic.
Same here.
Super toxic.
I would go dark for days.
Yeah. It's so like negative and it just makes
because I always felt like I don't want to bring you down.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what I mean?
exactly what and that's where the mind goes. And it's like
oh man, you're doing amazing things. This is going great for you.
That's
awesome. I'm struggling. You know what I mean? Like, why do I want to do that? I would feel guilty that like I'm burdening you with like my negativity instead of like, hey, I just want to celebrate how awesome you are.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. But if it's a friendship, it's a real friendship, it goes both ways.
It does.
If it's a real friend, you're not bumming them out. You're actually just sharing with them, hey, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah. And I know one of my friends, and I'll just say her name is Liz, so she can get embarrassed when she listens to this.
What's up, Liz?
I reach out to her constantly, and she reaches out to me for stuff. And we're always apologizing to the other for doing that. And we're both having to remind each other, like, hey, no, we're here for each other.
You know what you should say? Whenever either one of you reach out, say, don't you have friends? Oh, yeah, we're it.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. You guys are being each other's support system, which is great.
We've gotten a lot better about it. And she's been there, too, with the process of me trying to find a therapist as well, because she knows the struggle. And it's nice to have that support system. It's just reminding yourself that support system is there because it's so easy. And that's, like I said, that's what I like about meditation too, is you can give yourself some solitude for a short amount of time without actually just disappearing from everything for a day or more.
It's like a mental vacation almost. It's a
condensed mental vacation.
It is. It's sometimes it's literally 60 seconds. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes. I do 10 minutes every single morning, and every once in a while I might need like 3 minutes here and there.
Yeah.
You know, it's very helpful. So don't feel like you're burdening your friend if they're your friend, because they're your friend.
Yeah.
I just said friend 3 times in a row. But on the flip side, you have to want to I don't know, the friendship goes both ways, you know, like
you need to be open to them.
You absolutely do. You know, you have to share and say, hey, so I don't want to burden you with this, but sometimes I might have to. And then on the flip side, you have to figure out, that other side has to figure out how they can help you, and you have to figure out how they can help you as well. You know, like if it's like, hey, if I don't reach out, just like hit me up and say, hey, you need to reach out. Do you need anything? And then the other side needs to be like, hey, I kind of need this.
Yeah.
Just be open.
Symbiotic relationship. And it doesn't always start easy. You have to build up to it sometimes, or a lot of times actually, where it's sometimes you have to work at it. You'll be like, yeah, we're making progress. This is great. And then one of you reverts for a little bit, and you have to pull back out and be like, no, because that's the game of mental health. That's the game of PTSD.
That's what I don't want to do with a new therapist.
Yeah.
I don't want to start over. Let's just talk some new chick.
But it'll be good for you because this is somebody who's going to be able to focus on your PTSD.
But when I make my first heroin joke, is she gonna laugh at me?
She's not me. So
The therapist I really liked, I would joke like that, and she would just okay. And then my current therapist, I would joke like that, and then she tried to get real therapist-y, where she'd be like, "Well, why do you make those jokes? Why do you find that funny?" I'm like, "It's because I'm an idiot."
He's made these jokes since I've known him, so that's been about 10 years.
It's just who I am. There's not like, oh man, I really want to do that. No, nobody should do heroin. That's the dumbest thing in the world. I just think it's funny. Why? I don't know. It's just dumb. It makes me giggle.
You know what I just realized? I've met you the same year that I found out that I have anxiety.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you've been with me on this whole.
Oh man, your anxiety journey.
Yeah,
this is awesome, man. And I'd like to be, part of the support system.
Yeah, and you always have been, and I appreciate it.
Do you want to know why? I'm pretty amazing.
You are pretty amazing.
See, it's verified.
I'll actually compliment him for once.
How amazing am I?
I usually side with the other one.
I'll just hear you go, me.
Put a spotlight on you.
But mental health is a lot, I mean, it can make or break you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't fight it. I fought it for years. I knew there was something wrong. I just didn't know how to go about fixing it, you know? And now I know how to go about fixing it. I just have to find the right person to help me with it.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird.
And patience is important.
Patience.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm an impatient person.
Just like you, patience, not one of my virtues.
Yeah.
I just want to be done, So like it helped me with this therapist where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm going to go in. I'm just going to be brutally honest. And I was brutally honest. I didn't say mean things, but I absolutely was not nice. I was just like, this is how I feel. This is what this is.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I don't know. I don't want to do any of that stuff again. It's again, everything is overwhelming. This is just another thing that I don't want to do, but it's necessary.
It's necessary.
As difficult as it is, it's absolutely necessary. It's like I had my heart broken. I had my heart broken by my other therapist. Now I have abandonment issues. This therapist, I didn't really love. I don't love her. I like her. I like her a lot. Like, I think she's really cool. She's helped me a lot. There's probably a better fit out there, and I'm going to find that. Exactly. But like, it's like dating. It's like, oh man, I guess I like this chick. She's cool. But there's probably a better fit. You shouldn't guess you like your therapist. You should absolutely like your therapist.
Yes.
And even if you don't like them as a person, because you don't have to get to know them personally like that. Just they're doing a job. They're working for you.
Yeah, you're paying them.
Exactly. This is for your mental health. So you need to be comfortable 100%. And if you're not comfortable 100%, find another one.
Yeah.
It's not like dating where you're like, well, I guess I'm kind of, no, this is like,
I can settle down.
Yeah. Like you're actually you're paying this person. They're like prostitutes. Oh my God. Is that a weird analogy? Is that a strange analogy, calling therapists like prostitutes? So, I mean, like, you have to like find like the right one. It's just this whole process is just too much. And also, just like the whole PTSD thing, it's just hard. It was hard for me to even admit that I had PTSD for like ever. And now it's just like, oh, PTSD. It's like, oh God, why can't it be over with? Man, but in the meantime, I'm doing my best with meditation. I'm doing my best with like not going dark, not going into a negative place. I'm doing, I don't know, more I'm actually doing, this is a special podcast. This isn't my normal podcasting day. I'm really happy to have Bethany here. She's staying with us for a few days because she's going to party with us for Felice's birthday.
Woohoo!
And we're going to jump in a pool and get drunk. No, we're not going to get drunk. We're going to drink responsibly because we're adults. That's absolutely what we are. We're going to play with dogs. We're going to eat healthy food to help our brains function correctly. But yeah, you know what? I wish I had other outlets too. You have an incredible outlet. Bethany is a phenomenal artist. Now she's our art department. She designed our logo, which is the dopeness. I'm just going to say that. You can check out her stuff at Vintage Lichen.
Yep.
At Vintage Lichen on Instagram. Seriously, she's amazing. And it's not just like, oh, well, she does like guys who do tattoos. Like, oh, well, this guy like specializes in koi fish. This guy does black and white. You name it, she's like the Swiss Army knife of artists. And not only that, she's like a dope musician. You're everything. You know, do you feel that you use that to kind of like balance you out sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. Usually you can tell, depending like on my mood, if I'm feeling particularly like anxious, is if I kind of escape to play piano for hours at a time. Like I will make my hands hurt from playing piano. And that's an outlet for me, is I will actually sweat when I play piano sometimes, because that's just what I need to get it out. I've started painting on bigger canvases more, because it's a way bigger. I showed you the one that's like 4 feet tall with
pretty
the
cool.
gold foil.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a big outlet. I'm a big fan of art therapy. I wrote my senior high school, well, actually one of my high school theses kind of thing on art therapy and the importance of it, and how sometimes communications verbally aren't for everybody. And so for me, that's what I'm pursuing now. But art has always been my therapy.
It's beautiful
for a very long time.
It really is. Like certain people speak through art. So like a lot of people talk. All right. So one of my favorite rock stars ever, my favorite musicians is Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
And he has an amazing singing voice. Like you hear him, he's just passionate. He has so much soul behind his words and the way he sings. But he really, really sings when he plays guitar.
Yes.
So like that's absolutely him singing. That's his true voice when he plays guitar, and you can hear it. I mean, it's beautiful. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, that's how he communicates, is through that. It's like so I play guitar as well, but piano is my main outlet. But my favorite guitarists are Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton and Dave Gilmour.
Dave Gilmour, I don't know Dave Gilmour.
Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Okay,
Yeah.
I never really got into Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, no. Dave Gilmour is kind of like Jimi Hendrix, where he makes that guitar sing.
That's crazy.
Remind me to play some of his guitar solos for you. But those three, for me, I'll just put them on sometimes and just listen to their guitar solos, because there's so much communication there, and it sounds like the guitar is speaking to you.
That's awesome.
And they're not. It's a guitar.
I've heard a couple of Pink Floyd songs where I'm like, oh man, this is dope. What is it? Pink Floyd? Oh, that's Pink Floyd? Oh, okay. I never got into them. I think when I first heard them, it was very immature. So like I was just, this song's 8 minutes? Nah, man, I can't listen to that.
Oh man, and I love long songs. No, when I was the 6-year-old that would be in the car with my dad yelling "Comfortably Numb" lyrics at the top of my lungs. Like you can ask him this story. He will tell you. We were in Las Vegas, because it's where I grew up, and "Comfortably Numb's" playing on the radio in the car, and I'm just like singing it at the top of my lungs. And the car's next to us, because we had the windows down. We're like, what the heck is going on in this car? There's this little girl just singing "Comfortably Numb," and it's like,
that's funny. When I first met you, first met you, there was that hotel, that old hotel. What was it called in Groveland? Is it Groveland?
Yeah.
We just talked about it.
It's the Hotel Charlotte.
Hotel Charlotte in Groveland. It's like this really old hotel. I guess give a quick description of what it is.
It's an old like Gold Rush era hotel. That's pretty much it. It's an old Gold Rush hotel.
It's really cool, and they have a piano kind of in like the waiting area.
Yeah, I don't think they still have it, but back then.
And Bethany, like we like I've known you a little bit. I didn't know like you played like this, and she just kind of like, oh, piano, and she just went over, and then she just started playing like you were Amadeus. It was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, you're an amazing artist, and you play piano like a pro. You didn't just like tickle the ivory, like you were playing piano. It was beautiful, you know. And what's funny is I could see like a certain amount of comfort in you just behind the piano. I was like, oh, that's like, I could tell that's like one of your passions, because I was like, oh, you look crazy comfortable. You know what I mean?
That means a lot to me.
Like I never looked like, not that you're like crazy, you're pretty quiet, you know, for the most part.
Which is really funny, because I think that says a lot about the fact that my nickname used to be Hammy from Over the Hedge, because I'm actually a very hyperactive and loud person. It's just depending on which crowd I'm around. Like, so with you guys, I'm pretty quiet and chill. And it's because the quieter I am, it means the more comfortable I am around you.
I'm very loud too.
Yeah, well, that's how comfortable I am around you, is I'm quiet.
Oh, that's good. That makes me feel better. So like, it's not that you looked uncomfortable or anything, but I was like, oh, Bethany's always you're a little bit of an introvert, it seemed like. But as soon as you got behind the piano, I was like, oh, like I've never seen you physically so comfortable. Like your aura behind that piano, it was amazing. I was like, oh man, that's what Bethany does. You're just an artist all the way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as for your painting, your drawings are amazing. Like you're just incredible. I can do stick people.
You can. They're the best damn stick people.
I took 2 semesters of art in high school.
How long ago was that?
2 years. 2 years ago, because I'm 19 years old. No. Does anybody buy that? No. Yeah, it was a very long time ago. But no, that's beautiful that you have like other outlets. For me, it used to be sports. It used to be basketball. You know, Then I tore up my knee. I wasn't able to do that, so that was a bummer. Gaming has been a big help to me. Like it's a help now because it's a great pastime. It takes you somewhere else and you're focusing on, I don't know, whatever ridiculousness is on the screen. But it's also like mentally it helps me too because I'm a big fan of puzzles.
Yeah.
And it helps me like solve puzzles.
Oh, yeah, no, that focus is that's that focus you get when you do it so good. Sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm focusing on this, and you just zone everything else out.
Absolutely. And every once in a while, it just feels good to shoot mutants in the face.
That's true too.
Eh?
That's true.
You know,
too.
I love Fallout. It's like my favorite game. But yeah, overall, I'm very nervous still about starting over. I was reluctant at first. I'm not anymore. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
I just want it to be over.
Yeah.
You know, I just want it to be done. I want to get in that rhythm. It's kind of like, all right, well, you know, like whenever there's any kind of struggle, it's like, yeah, I understand like the struggle has to happen, but I just want it to be good. You know, even now it's hot. I just want it to be not hot.
Yeah. Right.
I want it to be cool. You know what I'm going to do?
Agreed.
You know what I'm going to do immediately after this? Jump in a pool.
Same.
Yeah, it's like even when I'm hungry. I just want the food to be in my system. I don't even want to eat. I just want the sustenance.
Yeah, you don't want to go through the
body.
process. It's like when I come down here to visit you guys, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that drive because I drive down here. I don't fly.
Right.
I don't take the train. I've done that before. Not my favorite. So
I
I
like the
drive
train.
down here. Oh, I just don't like the little layovers kind of thing.
Yeah, the layovers.
I have to
Yeah,
take
it's
a
kind of
bus, and then I have to take a train.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And I have to have somebody pick me up from the train station. So I drive because it's easiest.
Mhm.
But driving down here, I'm like, I don't want to do it. I drive down 99, and it's just
Road.
yeah, it's road. There's nothing to see. And so what I started doing, talking to my excuse me, started talking to my friend on the Bluetooth in my car, so that way I have company to keep me grounded because driving can make me very anxious, especially on big roads. Because I'm always like, I just want to get there. I just want to get there, be done.
Do you do better at a like during the day? Do you do better with like less traffic? Like what's
Less
really set you off?
traffic. Traffic can set me off. I'm somebody who's very much like, I love going to the Bay Area because there's amazing public transit there. So I can just park and then take public transit everywhere. What actually makes me anxious usually is other drivers because
They're idiots.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Sorry guys, most of you guys are morons.
Yeah, and then parking situations.
Oh,
so
parking
like
sucks.
trying to find parking and things. Oh man, like when you guys used to live in your old place and trying to find parking,
That was a pain.
used to set me off when I would have to come here. That's why I was like, can I just be in their apartment? Can I just teleport? Can I just teleport? But I've learned to appreciate the drive. Like I said, I talk to my friend as I come down. I have company, keeps me grounded, keeps me going. And
That's
then I'm
good.
like, oh, hey, cool. This is where I'm going to end up. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be an end result. It's just
Right. Sometimes that
learning
initial
to
journey. is a
learning
lot.
to deal with that journey is a lot. Even just going out to do something or socialize. Like
Oh,
I'm an
man.
extrovert, so I like socializing.
Mhm.
But my
I'm not.
anxiety I love socializing.
I'm an introvert extrovert.
I'm an extrovert. I'm an introvert extrovert too. Introverted extrovert.
I would rather not talk to anyone,
Oh gosh.
but when I'm out and I'm just me. This is just me all the time. So like I used to suffer from like really bad case like social anxiety.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be out. So to combat that, I would just kind of like just be like, oh hey, just like be super social to balance out the fact that like I hated being social. Like I was super anxious about it. So then when I would tell people, I'd be like, yeah, I suffer. Get out of here. No,
Yeah.
you don't.
It's
I'm like,
cover it up.
I was opening up to you, dick. Like, don't.
I was opening up to you, but maybe not now.
Yeah, it's weird. I ask the same two questions though to Felice every time like I have to do something. I was like, okay, number one, do I have to wear pants? That's very important.
Yeah.
And then two, do I have to talk to anybody? Oh, I do. All right, cool. But then I can mentally prepare.
For me, it's like when I come here, I tend to just stay with you guys the entire time, which is hard for me because I am somebody who likes to be out. I am somebody who's like, I come here to get my extrovert vibes and everything so I can see people because most of my friends live across the world. So it's very difficult. I have to travel to see people. So traveling for me is how I get my extrovert energy. But when I come here, I don't tend to go out as often because driving can make me anxious.
Especially in LA.
Yeah. So my anxiety is more based around like, I don't have social anxiety, but my anxiety can affect my social life because I'll be like, what if this happens on the way to there? What if I'm not going to find parking? What if this happens? What if the event's canceled? What if I'm late and they leave or something like that?
Man.
So it's like all these different layers of anxiety and then it affects socially, but I don't have social anxiety. So I relate to an extent. It's kind of like an reversed version of what you have.
Man, so you drive yourself a little crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm a big fan of what ifs, but like at a certain point, you have to just be like, hey, all right, enough is enough.
Yeah, and that's where meditation has come super in handy for me.
That's good.
Is the fact that I can focus and it's like, what ifs? And it's like, okay, all of these what ifs are there. But
you know, it's
can't
like
dwell on every single option.
it's like Guns N' Roses Chinese democracy. You know, at a certain point, it's gonna be good enough. You know, Chinese democracy was not. I waited what was it? 13. I waited 13 years for this. You know what I mean? Like maybe 13 years ago, I would have been like, "Oh, the album's okay." Now I'm listening to it. I'm like, "This is terrible."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like at a certain point, it's like, "Hey, it's good enough."
Yeah.
You can think, well, what if this person does it? What if this person does it? What if there's only so much that you can think. Just check off a few boxes. I'm comfortable enough to move forward. I'm going to move forward.
Yeah. Well, and that was one of the things that got me here because for a while there, I wasn't sure if I was still going to come this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I think it was when you texted me and you're like, "You're coming for Felice's birthday." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going.
Well, you'll get your extrovertness out because apparently there's gonna be like close to 30 people here.
Yeah. Well,
yay! I'm not looking forward to seeing any of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very.
I don't
excited.
know how many of them I know. But
I don't even know how many of them I know. Obviously, they're gonna love me because I'm amazing.
Yeah.
But
everybody loves you.
Worst case, I'll just hang out with my dog.
And me.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah. My dog, like my dog and my dog. Yeah. Like, hey, what's up, dog? So yeah, no, parties are cool because like, you know, you meet people, you like, I don't know. I say I don't like people. And then Felice tells me you like a lot of people. I do. I like cool people.
Yeah. You sound like my dad. So my dad is somebody, he's actually extrovert. And a lot of people think he's introverted, kind of the same way as me. But he has social anxiety. And so it's kind of like, he's like, how do I interact? What do I do and everything? But he loves people, but it's a very particular set of people. And one of the things that he and I talk about is we don't like large groups of people. I get very overwhelmed with large groups of people because I'm like, I need to interact with everybody. Oh my gosh, I need to interact. Yeah.
It's weird. I know exactly what you're saying. Like you feel like, oh, I have to, you don't.
Yeah.
Really.
And that's something that's taken a long time, especially being extroverted and anxious, that I've had to like be like, no, you don't have to interact with everybody.
Forever ago I would always feel like, oh wait, am I saying the right things? Like am I doing this? And I'm like, no, like at a certain point I'm cool as I'll drop an F-bomb. We curse on this show. I'm cool as fuck. So if anybody like doesn't think that, hey, that's on you. I know how amazing I am. So I don't have to like put on airs. I don't have to like put on a show for you. Yeah. I could just be me.
Yeah.
So if I want to hang out and I don't want to say a word, that's not going to change how amazing I am.
Yeah. You know? you just got to do you.
Where like before it'd be like, I haven't said anything in like 5 minutes. Oh, I have to think of something to say. No, I don't. I didn't have anything to say because I don't have anything to say. I don't want to like make up conversation just to talk. I want to like have a conversation with cool people because cool people are nice to talk to.
And you want it organically. You don't want force.
Exactly. And you know what it is in my elder years. Actually, these are like the best years because I can actually enjoy them better because like I have an appreciation for them because I almost died. I don't know if you know this or not. I almost died.
Oh God, I had no idea.
Okay, cool. So just in case.
What am I doing here?
So like I want to grow as a person as much as I can, and I want to learn from other people. You know, so I like everybody I talk to. I'm like, oh, I genuinely ask questions because I genuinely want to understand what your story is. Yeah. Or what you feel about a certain thing.
You actually care.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And then even if I'm like, hey, Clippers are the greatest team ever, which I believe.
And I don't.
So that's my favorite team. I want to know about your love of your team and why. And then like I'll listen to that. Maybe it'll change my mind. It won't. Well, but maybe it will.
But you will understand at least. And that's actually part of how the NeuroNerds just logo came about is because it's based off of a superhero emblem. And I was looking at the fact that you and Lauren were doing, she loves superheroes, you love superheroes, and you guys are reaching out to people, talking about your stories, being good, like superheroes, showing people like, hey, we're here, we're doing this, contacting other people that are going through it who might have not had that outlet already. So that's how the logo actually came about with the double N, because I wanted it to look like you slap that on a shirt. It's like a Superman logo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's actually based on that. Yeah.
I love it. Eventually, I'm going to get it tattooed on my forehead. No, maybe not the forehead.
No, not the
neck?
Forehead.
Neck? No?
It would be a little big to get all the details.
Be between my eyes.
Look here.
We could tattoo it on my ego. That's massive.
There's plenty of space there.
No, but it's amazing. So Bethany, I'm gonna commission. She does commissions for shoes.
Yeah.
She designs shoes and she hand draws the art on the shoes. She did one of the dopest pairs of shoes I've ever seen for herself. Like when I say the detail and the artwork is amazing, the detail and the artwork is amazing. I'm obviously going to post a picture, and when we air this, we'll put it like in the information and stuff, like where to see it.
Thanks.
And like to see. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Reach out to her if you want like those things done, because she's going to do. I have a pair of white Vans that I never wear because they're white. I don't know. I don't know. I just never wear them.
I mean, white's good, but sometimes you just need more interesting.
Yeah, they're like white too. So like when I walk, I'm like the damn Daniel kid. It's like, oh damn Daniel. I'm like that dude. So like she's gonna make me some NeuroNerds sneakers.
Yeah.
How
I'm
amazing.
gonna start on those today, actually.
Right. And then I'm gonna start doing NeuroNerds t-shirts pretty soon, which is gonna be really, really cool. So you guys could all be fellow NeuroNerds. I remember I told you I was thinking like my NeuroNerd people, like because I have brain buddies with my friend Mimi.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking neurons because like, but it sounds too much like morons.
Yeah.
So I was like, just fellow NeuroNerds.
Yeah.
Because we're all NeuroNerds in some way. At least we should be.
Yeah.
The world would be a much better place.
Yes.
So Bethany is incredible. Bethany is amazing. I love Bethany. Bethany is family.
Thank you, Joe. Your family too.
Oh, I'm the best, aren't I?
You are. Yeah. You so rock, Joe.
So I want to thank Bethany for being an amazing guest. I just want to thank her for being an amazing person and actually, opening up, because this is really difficult to talk about. It's not a fun thing to talk about. I don't know. I don't know anybody who's like, hey, you don't know what to talk about? Mental health and how it makes me feel and PTSD.
It's not my
personal
favorite
stuff.
thing, but it's important to talk about.
It is. Find somebody to talk to. Find a therapist out there. Find the right one. Again, it's like dating. It really is. And I don't know. Let's figure it out as a people. And as always, the NeuroNerds, we are here to help. I'm representing Lauren, who's being amazing in her pole competition.
Woo.
We'll have like all kinds of video and photos from that, which she's already posted, and they make me blush because she's never wearing pants. She's amazing. I want to give a special thanks to Avid for sponsoring the show and supplying this incredible sound. I say it always. I don't sound this good. I don't. Scratchy. It's awful. Their amazing programs make me sound this dope. I want to thank Bethany. You can follow Bethany at
Buddha the 2 is my personal Instagram, or Vintage Lichen for my artwork.
Vintage Lichen is amazing. Some of the stuff she's done, it's really like I can't even describe it. Like I can, but it's not going to be as amazing as actually like physically seeing it. And it's like you're like Vans, you're off the wall. It's everything. It's really good. She's one of the most talented people ever that I've ever known. And I'm not just saying this because like Bethany's awesome. She's awesome, yes. But I would just be like, oh yeah, she does art. She is one of the dopest artists you will ever meet, and she's starting to commission shoes. So check her out, see what she does. I'll definitely leave links to like her stuff. Check her out at Vintage Lichen. Follow me at Joso Rocks everywhere. Follow Lauren at Lauren L. Manzano on Instagram. Follow us together at the NeuroNerds. Check us out at the neuronerds.com. What else do we got? What other amazing socials do we have? No, I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
And again, as always, the NeuroNerds, we are here to help. We love you guys. Thank you, Bethany, so much.
Thank you.
And as a honorary NeuroNerd for the episode, NeuroNerds out. Boom.